Hi, I'm Erik Linask with TMC, and I'm coming to you here in Las Vegas from Interop with Matt Carrier, who's a senior systems consultant with Sybase. Welcome, Matt. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the interview.
So I guess a great place to start is a little product that so many people are talking about these days, the iPhone. And I know that's something that you guys have been doing some work with too, especially as it relates to bringing the iPhone into the enterprise.
Right. So Sybase iAnywhere has some really exciting news around the iPhone and the mobility space. We've taken a unique approach to managing and delivering data to this typically personal device. So the device we find is coming into the enterprise through the hands of, could be C-level executives, it could be line of business managers, but they're bringing it in, demanding the enterprise support their corporate data on that handset. So we've taken a unique approach in which we're taking a sandbox approach. We deploy everything to our own Sybase iAnywhere application on the handset, and we're doing on-device data encryption to our application on the mobile device. So we offer features like application password, we offer features like remote device wipe, not wiping the entire device, but just the corporate data. So it provides that happy medium of managing corporate data on a personal device. So,
what kind of challenges? There's obviously got to be some challenges when you have a device that is so user-centric, so multimedia-centric, but then you want to bring it into the enterprise, like you say, use the corporate networks, corporate data. So what kind of challenges are you seeing there?
There's a number of challenges around the iPhone in enterprise management. So it could be a deployment of Wi-Fi settings, Cisco VPN client settings, deployment of the on-device client password. How do you deploy enterprise software? Because right now the deployment mechanism for applications to the iPhone is the App Store.
Right.
And that's not necessarily enterprise friendly. If you have enterprise developers writing apps in-house, it's more difficult to deploy applications to those devices. iTunes is a challenge for organizations right now because to support the iPhone in the enterprise, it requires an iTunes account. Whose credit card do they use for that iTunes account? Is it a corporate card? Is it a personal card? I mean, we're still uncovering the challenges.
That's a really good point there. Simply, who pays for it? Are there similar? You're facing similar things with some of the other very personal devices out there, the new BlackBerries, the Android device that's out there from T-Mobile?
Absolutely. And one of the things that our Sybase platform, our mobility platform, allows you to do is through its data security protection client, we can help you sandbox that data. So, there's various levels of mobile devices that come into the enterprise. There could be what we call a fully trusted device, so something that's used for a field service application where the business bought that device, they've provisioned all the software, they're maintaining all the settings. And then there's the personal devices where it's a level of they have their own videos, they have their own music, with our data protection manager, we can sandbox the corporate data in an encrypted state. So we're providing some assurances around that.
Is there an understanding on the IT side within the enterprise that there's a need for that sort of security?
For the sandbox approach?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what we're seeing at Sybase is a trend towards where enterprise would typically say no corporate-owned devices only are allowed into the enterprise. They need a corporate-provided VPN client. They need this, that, and the other. Where today they're allowing end users to purchase a device where they may subsidize a data plan, but there's a level of compromise that they must come to determine the right level of management for these personally owned devices. So, our sandboxed approach, be it on iPhone or Windows Mobile, Symbian, Palm, has been really well received in the enterprise.
I want to give you a chance also to talk about one of the things that I know that you mentioned that Sybase is really big on also. It's the Open Mobile Alliance.
Correct. So just last week, our Sybase, our mobility platform, we announced our support for the Open Mobile Alliance data management support. So what that's going to allow us to do is clientless management. So we no longer require or can manage devices without actually installing an agent on the device. So we can send provisioning XML to hard reset a device, to set owner information, to set Wi-Fi settings. So it expands our current management feature set over Windows Mobile, Symbian, Palm, BlackBerry, to devices that could be more feature phones. So they don't run a traditional operating system. As long as they support the Open Mobile Alliance 1.2 client, then we can manage them without a client. So it greatly expands our mobility platform's capabilities of managing devices.
What does that do for the work that's necessary on the IT manager side?
It helps. So in your enterprise organization, you talk about companies like a GM or a Cargill. They may work with 50 to 70 some odd carriers worldwide. They don't have a single consolidated area to understand phone numbers, carrier information, hardware, assets. So it provides them a single console to retrieve a tremendous amount of data, so they can get their arms around, what they have in the field.
Good. And for those of you looking for something different to do while you're out here in Las Vegas instead of walking up and down the Strip, Matt, you told me you did something a little bit different, but it was very exciting, I guess.
So I'd recommend the Red Rock Canyon. It's 25 mile. It's out of Vegas, but a very nice hike. Make sure to hit it early morning.
Something different than walking up and down the Strip.
Right.
Been talking with Matt Carrier from Sybase. Matt, thanks very much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.